My name is Felicia Philibert, and I was born and raised in Minnesota. I just recently graduated with my Associate of Arts in Liberal Arts from Minneapolis College, or MCTC, and this fall I'll be transferring to Augsburg University, where I'll be studying social work with a focus on macro social work and going into nonprofit management. I first heard of Urban Scholars through the political science department when I was going to the University of Minnesota last year. All I really knew about the state of Minnesota was that they were the largest employer in the state. Besides that, I didn't know about all of the different agencies or all the different things that they did as a whole. My initial expectations of working in my department were that I didn't know about human resources, but I knew I was doing diversity and equity work. So I was excited about that, but I didn't really know what I would be doing. And my experience so far has really exceeded my expectations. I've been able to champion a lot of projects on my own, and everybody in my department has been really supportive and helpful in uplifting me in my current position. I have been working on a lot of different projects, so every day looks pretty different for me, whether it's writing documents or evaluating applicants for our diversity and inclusion committee. It depends on the day. And sometimes I'll go to meetings with my supervisor that are generally around diversity and recruitment and retention of diverse groups. The most memorable part of my Urban Scholars experience so far has been writing the affirmative action plan for the agency. I was able to propose an LGBTQ section of the plan because I noticed that we didn't have one, and I really wanted to make sure that we were being inclusive and not perpetuating any implicit biases by not having those guidelines. So I was able to propose this section for recruitment, hiring, and retention objectives of LGBTQ individuals. To be successful in my department, I think it's really important to communicate and also to put in a lot of work to make sure we're filling gaps. So a lot of the work that I'm doing with diverse communities is seeing where we don't have as much diversity in the agency and then coming up with objectives to address those areas. So for instance, we don't have as many women and people of color and people with disabilities in professional roles. So we are focusing on making a plan to recruit those individuals. I really enjoy doing work that I'm passionate about at Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. I get to help put together the inaugural Diversity and Inclusion Committee. And I'm also doing some focus groups that will help us collect employee engagement data to make sure we're really serving our diverse workforce and making everybody feel welcome. I think young people should get involved in a career at the state because there are so many connections to be made. Like I said earlier, it's the biggest employer in the state, so it's a great place to meet people and explore your interests. There are so many different agencies and departments you can get involved in, so I really believe that there's something for everybody here.